Hello everyone. Welcome back to History telling about the journey of Oda Nobunaga. Today we are going to talk about Nobunaga's path to rise his power and his first ever leap to unified Japan. Alright, let's the story begin. After the unification of Owari, Oda Nobunaga had a big plan ahead. He didn't satisfied only unified his clan, he was trying to unify the whole Japan. To do that, Oda Nobunaga found the formula about how to make his dream come true. He should defeated at least one daimyo near the Owari province to make his name known. His first target was the longtime opponent of his father, Imagawa Yoshimoto.
In 1560, something unexpected happened. Imagawa Yoshimoto gathered an army of 25,000 and up to 40,000 men so sudden. These armies marched toward the capital city, Kyoto. The reason behind gathered army by Yoshimoto was to send an aid to the frail Ashikaga shogunate. Some great general joined this huge army, including Matsudera Motoyasu from Matsudera clan. Later after that, the Imagawa forces easily overran and quickly took over the border fortresses of Washizu, and the other side the Matsudera forces took Marun fortress. Oda Nobunaga didn't know that his side would lost so many fortress. Against this, the Oda clan only could rally and gathered 2,000 to 3,000 men. A huge gap between the army became one-side battle. Some of Nobunaga's advisors suggested the Oda clan should have just retreat, and rearrange the army at Kiyosu Castle. While the Oda clan rearranged the army, they could have made a lot of strategy about the possibility out siege from the Imagawa force. But, with a huge pride Nobunaga refused to retreat, and make one of the best quotes saying, only a strong offensive policy could make up for the superior numbers of the enemy. After his speech, Oda Nobunaga didn't take any problem, and instead of that he calmly ordered his army to counterattack against the Imagawa forces only with 2,000 to 3,000 men. This counterattack later led to the one of the mind-blowing battle in Sengoku era, the Battle of Okehazama. Nobunaga's mastermind really impressed everyone that day. The operation later became mind-blowing, because the way Nobunaga led his only 2,000 to 3,000 men and was trying to attack 40,000 men of Imagawa Yoshimoto's army. Nobunaga's intuition about the Imagawa forces' movement was predictable. In June 1560, one of Nobunaga's scouters reported that the leader of Imagawa forces, Yoshimoto, ceased his army and was resting between the narrow gorge and river of Dengaku Hazama, which was this condition ideal for a surprise attack. The situation was pretty good for Nobunaga's side, because at the same time the Imagawa forces didn't just resting at the narrow gorge, but they also was celebrating their victories after took down the Washizu and Marun fortresses. Instead of doing decent surprise attack, Oda Nobunaga and his army marched to the Atsuta Shrine, a fortified temple to overlooking the Imagawa camp, and to go there, Nobunaga should make a detour which took a lot of times. But, to tolerate the disadvantage, Oda Nobunaga take an advantage from the weather. The weather was heavy rain with a thick fog even some troops couldn't see in 10 meters radius. To perfectly executed this expedition, Oda Nobunaga moved to Zenshoji Fort to set up a decoy army there, and split his army to move around rapidly behind the Yoshimoto's camp. Oda Nobunaga's forces succeed to surround the Yoshimoto's camp, and attacked with the help of terrific thunderstorm. Imagawa Yoshimoto didn't expected this ambush. He was viewed victory ahead after took down 2 fortresses before. Even with a huge army, 40,000 men on it, the army's condition was intoxicated caused by victory party. Nobunaga's army later ravaged the camp, murdered the drunk army without any fight back from Imagawa's side. Later after, Yoshimoto killed by 2 Oda samurai who finally raid Yoshimoto tent. The Imagawa Yoshimoto, great daimyo from Suruga, has fallen. With this victory against Imagawa Yoshimoto, Oda Nobunaga gained greatly in prestige. Oda Nobunaga declared himself as a person who would unify Japan. With this statement, later a lot of samurai and warlords pledged loyalty to him. That's the story about Battle of Okehazama. Oda Nobunaga's madness strategy could defeated one of the great daimyo, Imagawa Yoshimoto, and after this battle, he make a lot of presents and his power became the terrifying ones in that era. See you later in the next part, which is telling story about Oda Nobunaga campaign to expand his influence.